What's good, guys? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been some time, but look, your boy is back. If you guys were following me on Instagram, you guys would know why I took some time off. You guys can follow me on Instagram to find out all the information, but we're gonna get straight into it with a banger. So one of my mentees reached out to me and was sharing their progress, and they basically told me they had made 11K in 15 days. And what they said in regards to the reason they were able to do that is they are comfortable taking smaller trades over time. Smaller trades with consistency, guys. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go forth and check out some of the things that my mentee was saying, and then I'm gonna share an example with you guys of a trade, a smaller trade that you can take over time. And just bear this in mind, that 11K was not just one trade. It wasn't one or two big trades, it was consistent trading. So let's go ahead and check out what my mentee was saying with regards to this 11K. Let's go. All right, guys, so here's one of my mentees. So you can see his name is Bill, and you guys can see on the 6th of February, he sent me a message just sharing a bit of progress. So I'm always encouraging my mentees to get in touch, share their progress with me. Let me know if they're doing good or let me know if they're doing bad. He had made some money here. He had made 2.1K on the first day, 2.1K again on the second day, 2K on Wednesday, and then 1K on the Thursday. So that deserves one of these. And I'm just being real, guys. This is just amazing profit. In just 4 days, he's probably made about just under 7K. And don't forget, like I said, this is not just one trade that just goes through the roof and all of a sudden you just haymaker the markets. No, this is consistent trading over time. Utilizing the things that he's learned in the mentorship, utilizing the things that is taught on this YouTube channel, he's been able to just absolutely kill these charts. So this is what he had to say with regards to that. This was like directly posted straight after that. He says, I'm getting to that goal H one way or another. So basically the goal is obviously financial freedom. That's number one. He also wants to be able to trade 1 million in funded accounts, and he's getting there. He's absolutely smashing it. I lowered my risk on this account for now. I can't get a payout until next week. Nice buffer built and no reason to go overboard on risk. He's utilizing what he learned in the mentorship, and the thing is, the beauty of that is that no reason to go overboard on risk. Why? Because he's a lot more peaceful in his trading. That's one thing I can say about people that watch the YouTube channel and in the mentorship, is that there's a peace when it comes to trading. It's not necessarily stressful. The times you would have panicked back in the day, you're not panicking no more because you'll be able to read the charts a lot better. So once again, this is the next day now. This is the 7th. He said pass on the 28th and payout on the 14th for this account. I have to trade 10 days. So next week will be 1 micro contract trades each day, then onto the next account for the next week. Let's go. He's utilizing what's been taught in the mentorship and on the YouTube channel, and he's using the way we trade those concepts and using it on the futures market. And what he's doing now, he's just giving me the game plan of how he's gonna go forth and get those payouts, basically. One more day comes past now and he makes £250 or $250. It's not as big as the other days. It's all about consistent profits over time. There's going to be some days when you just break even. There's going to be some days when you lose as well. And now this is the 22nd of February. Altogether, he was showing me 15 days worth of trading. If I just zoom in, actually, I need to zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. He's been able to utilize the concepts to trade over 15 days, and he's been profitable every single day. Not all of them are big wins. It doesn't have to be a big win. And yes, some people out there can do 11K in one trade. 11K is 11K. There's some days where he's still in the green, but he's not making a lot of profit. There's $14 days, there's $1 days, there's $20 days, and then there's the 1K days. But over time, it all adds up. This was just beautiful to see. Just so you guys can see this as well. He said not big trades, but it's adding up. Now this is the follow-up message. You can see not big trades, but it's adding up, and you can see the daily net cumulative P&L just under 11K. I mean $10,968. So we go around it up to 11K. Okay. So in other words, in 15 days, because of him consistently trading, not trying to do the most, not trying to go overboard, but consistently trading and catching those smaller wins, he's been able to make 11K. Absolutely amazing. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah, well done. Guys, now what we are going to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the charts and show you guys an example of a trade that I like to catch over and over again. Let's go. So I want to share with you guys an example of a trade that I took on EURUSD. I'm going to put it up here right now. You can see that this was one of the trades that I took back after taking a while off of trading. And it was just a beautiful trade, guys. It was just a beautiful trade. And like I said, nothing crazy. We're not trying to just do the one haymaker trades that we go and catch all kinds of profit, because that rarely happens. There's no consistency in that. So what you want to do is you want to do small trades over time, and those trades will consistently add up. For me, I like to put my lines onto to separate out the days so I know what day is which, so I can see this is Friday. So I've got lines on my screen to separate out my days. So as you guys know, with the TTTM style of trading, you want to always look at where the money is. TTTM just basically stands for trading towards the money. There was one more thing I actually wanted to say that my mentee said. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. The one thing he said was this: I'm finding taking these smaller trades are kind of nice. In quick, run some liquidity, scale out at 2, maybe 3 are your risk. Leave a little piece on for a bigger liquidity run. It just works. Have a good weekend, H, and thanks for everything you do. The part I wanted to draw out there was run liquidity and out. It's always liquidity first and get out. This is one thing about the trade towards the money style, is there always must be some kind of liquidity that you're looking to run. So if I zoom out, I'm going to ask myself, where is the money? And if I can find out, or if I can identify where the money is, I can create a scenario for a trade to take it to that money. And for you guys that need to know, I've done tons of videos on where the money is and liquidity. So if you guys want to check it out, you can go ahead and hit one of the cards up here and watch the whole series, because it's going to change the way you trade. I'm going to go ahead and identify some money. I know that there's a high here and there's another high here. To me, this is equal highs. So that means there's going to be money on top. But I don't want to just catch a trade from where price is right now to take it to here. No, that would be an absolute waste. Not enough return on that trade. So I've just moved up to the 1 hour time frame just so it's a lot cleaner. I've identified the money, but where else is there money? There's going to be money at previous days' highs as well. These highs, all these different highs, you see these different highs? There's going to be money at these highs. And there's another high here. And there's going to be money in the form of buy stops. Buy stops is just liquidity. But don't forget, there's also money here. And you guys know the whole scenario. There's equal highs. Equal highs is normally a sell signal to a lot of traders. Not to me, that's not the style of trading that I do, but to a lot of traders, this is a sell signal. They're going to want to sell and maybe take it down to maybe these lows or something. But to me, this is a sign that we want to come back here and run that money soon. So now I've asked myself, where is the money? That's the first question. Then I'm going to ask myself the second question: where are they in drawdown, or is there a fair value gap that can be used? We can identify the fair value gap here. This is a fair value gap, or an imbalance, or an inefficiency, basically where there is uneven trading. So you can see here where there's lots of buying and selling. This is even trading. But when it's just a straight candle, just straight buy candles, no sell candles within this whole push up, then this is what's called uneven trading. And so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to look to enter a trade for when price gets back into the fair value gap in here. So I'm most likely going to use this fair value gap to look for an entry to take price higher. Just before I go into how I was able to refine my entry to catch a sweet return on this trade, I am doing an 80% off discount on everything. You guys know that I had some really good news that happened the other day, and because of that, guys, I'm practically giving away everything for free. 80% off on courses and on mentoring right now. So if you want to be like Bill, who's been able to change his life around, who went from a struggling trader to a profitable trader, consistent over time, and now he's been able to utilize that profit and get even closer to his dreams, sign up to the mentorship or go ahead and get yourself the course. It's currently 80% off. The code to use at checkout is TTTMGRL. So guys, go ahead and sign up. The link will be in the description. We asked ourselves the first question, which is where the money is. Now we've asked ourselves the second question is there a fair value gap that I can utilize? We identified that this right here is the fair value gap. Let's go ahead and check out how large this fair value gap is. This fair value gap is roughly about 10 pips. You guys know I'm not having no 10 pip stop loss. There's no way. So there's going to be certain ways that you can refine this just a little bit. And I'm going to give you one of those ways that you can refine it to catch a sweeter trade. So let's go ahead and do it. Whenever the fair value gap is 10 pips, guys, if it's 3 pips, you enter from the moment price runs into that fair value gap. But if it's 10 pips, I'm most likely to bring out a Fibonacci tool and just measure it up like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter when price gets to the 50% area of that fair value gap. I entered roughly about here where price hit the 50% area. I had a stop loss of roughly about underneath the fair value gap. I ended up closing just before these highs. However, let's just bring it back a little bit, because like I said, you don't even need to come up here, guys. You don't need to come all the way up here. I was able to add a position at these highs. But look, if you're just targeted just a few pips above this high into that liquidity, this could have been a 1 to 4 hour trade. Just like what Bill said, he's going for those 3 to 4 hour trades, quick ones, run liquidity and out. This is an exact example of how to run liquidity and get out of there. And then what you could do, you can leave a runner on to see whether you can go ahead and catch these highs. That is the game plan. Like I said, let's bring it back. We don't have to come all the way up here like what I did. We can go ahead and do what my mentee Bill does and run the liquidity and get out. And do it consistently over a number of days and see where you guys will get. And I really want you guys to go ahead and drop me your progress updates. Drop me a message on Instagram and let me know how this works. Let's go ahead and just hit play. I'm going to go to the 15-minute time frame because the 1 hour will be kind of fast. It trades into that fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame. I just double checked again just to make sure. I entered in a little bit lower. I entered in roughly about 88. It says 88, so a little bit lower, 88. My stop loss was about 84, just about above 845. This was it more precise for me. You don't have to change it. It's still a 1 to 4 hour trade. It is what it is. No big deal. I had 2 positions down here. Quite confident with this trade. This is a bread and butter setup that we like to see. And not only I saw this, some other mentees also saw this as well, which is brilliant because I'm always happy when they see what I see too. Don't forget, the more ideal entry would be from 50%. I've been able to refine it even more and catch it a little bit lower, just beneath that 50% line. The difference between this is roughly about 1 to 2 pips, so it is what it is. Now we are going to go ahead and hit play. We're not stopped out. Even if you jumped in from here, put your stop loss beneath here, you're not stopped out. Let's hit play. Let's go 1 candlestick at a time because this thing's moving too fast. And then we hit our target. We hit the target. This is the target, equal highs. For those people that want to be doing smaller trades, consistent profits over time, this is your target. This is not your target. This here is your target for a runner. This is not your target for your main position. So let's go ahead and check out how long this took. From when you entered the markets, let's just say you entered around 12:45, your target was hit at 2:30. So you was in for roughly about 2 hours in that trade. You have to be patient and wait for price to get to your target, especially if you see price moving away from your entry and going towards your TP area. You have to be patient and wait. No need to move your stop losses either. One of my mentees actually said to me the other day, he was in the trade, everything was good, and when he would normally move his stop loss, because price was coming back, he decided not to do it. And because of that, he was able to win that trade. And that's one thing I heavily encourage. I say don't move your stop loss until price hits your TP, or if price gets close to your TP and starts turning around, then you can move your stop loss into profit. But not all the way up here where you can easily get tagged out. So that was a trade that I took on Monday. Gone. The trade does not have to go above and beyond. Your main position needs to get to the initial liquidity and be done. Consistent profits over time. If you want to get involved in any of the courses or the mentoring, go ahead and use the discount code in the description. Peace.